In May 2025, old adversaries India and Pakistan decided to do something new. Unmanned warfare, at a scale not witnessed before. Over 600 drones, strike drones, loitering munitions, quadcopters, decoys were unleashed into the skies across a 1,700-kilometer border between the two armed nations. This wasn't science fiction, it was the first state-on-state drone war in history. In this video, we explore history's largest ever drone battle, what happened, how it unfolded, and why it matters. Because behind the battlefield chaos was a layered playbook of technologies you'll want to understand. After the Pahalgam attack, India planned to retaliate through Operation Sindoor. But going after targets inside Pakistan isn't simple. Pakistani air defenses, especially air defense systems like the LY-80 and HQ-9, could inflict serious damage if not neutralized. So India didn't send in fighter jets. It launched SEAD, suppression of enemy air defenses, using drones. At the center of this was the Harop, a loitering munition, or you might say a suicide drone. It flies with these long-range search patterns, just waiting for enemy radars to activate. And once it detects an emitter radar scanning for threats, it locks on and dives, detonating a 23-kilogram high-explosive warhead directly onto the radar source. On the night of May 7th, India launched 30 Harops. Their mission was to blind Pakistan's air defense network before any manned or missile-based follow-up. But Pakistan didn't blink. Instead of activating their radars, Pakistani forces turned them off. They lit up decoy emitters and jammed control links. In the end, 29 of 30 Harops were either misdirected or intercepted, but one got through, striking an Li-80 battery outside Lahore. It was the first recorded kill of the drone war. India didn't stop with just long-range drones. It went a step further and deployed tactical loitering munitions as well. These are small, lethal drones launched by infantry, quite an impressive addition to their arsenal. One of these drones was the War-mate, a Polish-made marvel designed for pinpoint strikes. Launched from a portable tube, the War-mate boasts a range of 30 kilometers and carries a high-explosive warhead. It flies quietly, steered by an operator who watches through its onboard camera, and it can dive onto a target with an impressive accuracy of within 1.5 meters. India also introduced its first indigenous loitering munition, the Nagastra-1, crafted by Solar Industries. It's similar in mission to the War-mate, but it has one key feature, a parachute recovery system. So if no target is found, it can return safely for reuse. These drones were used for precision kills near the line of control, striking bunkers and militant positions. But they weren't invincible. At least one War-mate was brought down near Lahore, not by gunfire, but by jamming. In simple terms, Pakistan's electronic warfare teams disrupted the drone's control signals or cut off the instructions it got from India until it had no choice but to land, and they captured it fully intact. While India led with precision, Pakistan countered with volume. On May 8th, and again on May 10th, Pakistan launched hundreds of drones in what is now considered the largest coordinated drone swarm in history. Over 300 UAVs flooded Indian airspace across 36 separate vectors, aiming to overwhelm sensors and saturate air defenses. The backbone of this effort was the YIHA-III, a loitering munition jointly developed by Turkey's Baykar and Pakistani engineers. It carried an anti-tank class warhead and could operate semi-autonomously or under direct control. These drones were tasked with striking Indian airbases, radar sites, and logistical hubs. But for close-range strikes and psychological impact, Pakistan relied on the Songar, a quadcopter armed with a 5.56mm rifle or a 6-shot grenade launcher. Small, slow, and cheap, Songars weren't designed to be survivable. They were designed to distract, draw fire, and create chaos. But what happened next surprised even Indian commanders. Rather than using next-gen interceptors or exotic tech, India fought off the swarms using Cold War-era anti-aircraft guns, the L70 and Zu-23, upgraded with digital fire control systems, thermal sights, and AI-based targeting modules. These guns, once considered obsolete, were now tied into India's broader air defense grid. When Pakistan's swarms came in low and slow, these retrofitted systems lit up the sky, destroying dozens of drones in quick succession. At higher altitudes, India's S-400 air defense system intercepted ballistic missiles and loitering munitions. In some sectors, fighter patrols were scrambled to mop up stragglers. India's counter-drone doctrine, still experimental before this, was now battle-proven. At 1 o'clock in the morning, on May 10th, Pakistan launched its most ambitious operation yet, Bunyan al Marsoos, the unbreakable wall. It wasn't just drones, it was a multi-domain strike loitering munitions, missiles and quadcopters all launched in sync. The targets were Indian air bases at Pathankot, Bhuj, Adhampur and Udhampur. Ammunition depots, fuel points and radar installations were all in the crosshairs. YIHA-IIIs flew in first, hoping to slip through while Indian radars were distracted, but India was already responding. At the same time, India launched their own precision missiles at Pakistani air bases. Harop drones and BrahMos missiles hit targets like the Nur Khan base outside Islamabad, knocking out radar domes and disabling air traffic control systems. It was drones guiding missiles, missiles masking drones, and, well, both sides trying to get inside the other's kill chain first. By dawn, debris was raining from the sky, shot-down drones falling in Punjab wheat fields, wreckage landing near villages, and fire crews scrambling to contain the aftermath. Some Pakistani drones made it through. Minor damage was reported at Indian bases. A few structures hit, a handful of casualties, but no decisive blow. And on the Pakistani side, Indian strikes left several airstrips cratered and an air defense radar offline near Lahore. Not massive, but clearly effective. The skies had been contested by more than 600 drones over 4 days. Most destroyed, some effective, all part of a conflict that stopped just short of all-out war. At 5 o'clock in the evening on May 10th, a ceasefire was agreed. The world exhaled, and military planners everywhere took notes. The May 2025 drone war didn't give us a clear winner, but it revealed what works and what doesn't in modern air conflict. India's Harops proved that radar-hunting loitering munitions are the new wild weasels. The Nagastra 1 and Warmate showed that man-portable air power is here, and pretty useful. But Harops are still vulnerable to electronic warfare, and those small drones can definitely be jammed. Pakistan's YIHA-III gave them long-range, decentralized strike power, but the drone's profile and flight path made it easy prey for layered defenses. Songars, while there were plenty of them, had minimal battlefield effect. The real MVP? Well, that would be India's retrofit anti-aircraft network, old guns with new brains. Both sides used jamming, spoofing and soft kill techniques, but Pakistan would feel that they had more success here, capturing a Warmate drone intact, likely gaining intel on Indian link encryption and failsafes. This conflict marked a turning point. For the first time, two nuclear-armed states fought each other with unmanned systems at this scale, incorporating them into main battle strategy with tactics, technology and doctrine in real time. Both India and Pakistan have since ramped up drone investments, accelerated electronic warfare development, and fast-tracked integration of autonomous platforms, because they now know drones won't support wars, they'll define them. If you want more in-depth breakdowns of such tech, minus the fluff, hit subscribe. This is where technology meets simplicity.